Hi, yes, this is Keeping It Trucking 100 Live reporting to you on Keeping It Trucking Live YouTube videos. Now, this video I have today is going to be based on, do your heart has a brain too? And the answer to that is, yes, it does. It actually has 40,000 neurons, and it actually talks back and forth to the brain. You didn't know that, did you? You just thought that this was just a pump in your body that pump blood, when indeed your heart is what tells your brain what to do, and it's actually more powerful as far as a magnetic field than your brain. Because if you hook a EKG up to your heart, it has 5 times more of a magnetic field than your brain that's hooked up to a EEG. So that being said, you know, people have what's called intuition, or what they call a gut feeling. And really, technically, that is the best way to go through life, is to listen to your gut. Because what your gut is your heart that's trying to tell your mind what your mind is now trying to send out as an action of what it already feels. And part of that is that everybody has what's called a pineal gland. And a pineal gland, nobody really knows the exact location of the pineal gland, but it's somewhere like, they call it like a third eye. Like with spiritual talking, the third eye is really like in between the eyes, probably somewhat in the middle center of the brain. Nobody really knows the exact location, but part of the pineal gland job is it's supposed to foresee things in such a manner to where in a normal conscious state we can't. So you would have to go into a deeper spiritual conscious state to see things that we used to could see, you know, before we got tainted with foods, air, chemicals, signals from cell phones, laptops, anything of that nature. The government knows what he's doing. So when it comes to that, the heart actually, it emits a magnetic field. And it emits a magnetic field so much to the point that if a scientist was to try to read your magnetic field, he can read a human being's magnetic field 6 feet away. That is so awesome. And I never knew that the heart had neurons. Usually when you hear the word neuron, you would think of brain, like brain cells. So technically speaking, through scientific projects, they have concluded that the heart has brain cells. So when you do drugs, or you're drinking, or things of that nature, and you messing up your heart, you're not only killing brain cells that's in your brain, you're killing brain cells that's in your heart. Like, there are actual chakras, and I don't really know the chakras straight offhand, but the heart is part of a chakra. And when you are out of alignment with your energy or your magnetic field, everything is kind of off. Just think about it. If you had, like, a lot of times the way the world is set up, it's set up into a way to where it keeps most of us at fight or flight. Fight or flight meaning like your body is anticipating a crazy event to where it feel like it either needs to react in such of running from it or fight it. Meaning like stress. Like, you might have everyday work stress. You might have everyday relationship problems because of bills. You might have everyday just family life because maybe you're a single parent and the other parent is not. Any type of anything of stress causes the heart to be incoherent with the mind. Technically speaking, the heart is supposed to be coherent with the mind. Like, they actually talk to each other all day long through pulses and magnetic fields, and also through hormones. Like, the heart sends out hormone chemicals, and it sends it through the blood to the brain to tell the brain what it needs to do, depending on the situation or stress or happiness. So if you're going through something in your life, you need to learn how to control your emotions, because a lot of emotions that could appear to be real is indeed not. Like, technically we live in a 3D dimensional world, and a lot of times, you know, we're atoms and particles, you know, center around neurons, to where, you know, what our mind thinks we see is really a deeper subject than that, but what we think we see, we really don't. So your reality is what you make it. So technically speaking, the heart and the mind, if you can master those two, you can get a higher spiritual being of yourself and learn to master certain things, such as your emotions, such as life, such as problems. And I've been kind of watching, like I said, I always review my videos, and I've been kind of realizing that I've been emitting a lot of negative energy because of things that's been going on. Now, granted, a lot of people would say, okay, with everything you got going on, it is pretty normal for you to maybe feel a little bit depressed or this and that. But that's no excuse, because I can overturn that. Because I'm sure people that do a lot of research, or people that's very intellectual, I'm sure y'all heard this term, law of attraction. Now, when you are gratified for something, or you show gratitude for something that you haven't had yet, you actually place that event into your life already. Excuse me. But you place that event into your life already. So the way to get things is to not wish for it, but to claim it. Like, spiritual people know I put a claim on that. Like, they pretend like they already have it. Like me, one of my things that I want out of life is to have my trucking business. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that I already have my own truck, own it, like it's paid for, I own it. And I'm going to pretend that I have a fleet, and I'm going to pretend that I'm actually close to being a millionaire, and I'm going to pretend that this is already in effect. And what I'm going to do is I'm anticipate, well, now that I am a millionaire almost, and I got my fleet built, how would I feel? So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do what was called meditate. So I'm going to constantly think about, how can I be a millionaire? What do it feel like to be a millionaire? How can I structure my business? Even though I got all this personal things going on at home, I'm not going to focus on that, because the more you stay focused on the bad things or your past, the more you can't never live in the now. You can't live in the present being in the past. So part of getting to where you want to be in life is to let the past go. To know that you can create a future from the past. Like, the past is what it is. It's the past. So stop dragging your baggage with you. Everybody has baggage, but everybody don't have to. And I've learned to drop a lot of my baggage off and to leave it exactly where it's considered is the past. If I don't have to, I don't carry my baggage with me. Like, I deal with the event that happened and I let it go. Even if somebody that wronged me, I've learned to forgive, because when you don't forgive somebody, you're actually hurting yourself, because that's energy that you're holding on to, and it's bad, and it actually makes your heart that much more incoherent. And it even makes it have like irregular heartbeats, to where it's not beating in a normal magnetic way, to where it can fully communicate to your mind, to where your mind can fully communicate to your body, to where you just being this prosperous person. So I'm actually on my 30-minute break, and I really don't have a lot of time to really fully relate this subject. So I know there's a couple of part 2 other videos that I need to cover on, like especially with the separation anxiety, and now with the heart has a brain too. So you guys, I will get back with you, and I hope y'all loving my professional way. You like my speaker, my karaoke speaker. I'm trying to be, a YouTube channelist, so I'm up here talking to you guys like I'm a talk show host. So yes, this is today on Keeping It Trucking 100. And yes, guys, let's love each other, not judge each other. Time is of the essence, and let's make better time of it. And I will get back with you guys. Deuces. Deuces.